Hey, Rob Romarino here with Sentry Equipment, and for this 3-minute tip, we're actually going to do 2 because it's so important that instead of 3, we actually need 6 minutes to talk about this next topic, and that's something that's near and dear to my heart. It's marketing. So we're going to break it up into 2 segments. Let's get started with segment 1. This obviously 2020 was a very tumultuous year. We had a lot of things going on, and as we work out of it into 2021, we have to look and ask ourselves, okay, how do we market our business? What did we learn in 2020 from a marketing standpoint? Well, dessert shops were a little bit pandemic proof. A lot of my customers, a high percentage of my customers, had some of their best years ever. Depending on where you were geographically, what you relied on, what type of business you were, where you walk in, where you walk up. A lot of the stores were really not only recession proof, but pandemic proof. Which was a great thing to see. Additionally, it was wonderful to see a lot of my customers and stores really change on the fly. Walk-in stores moved everything up and opened up a window. It was just amazing to see the ingenuity of owners and entrepreneurs to adapt to the conditions of the world and the market. Marketing has become more important during COVID. 63% of stores polled say that. Pricing is not as important as it used to be. Customers are focusing on more of a trusting relationships than they used to be focused on pricing by a 47% margin. What that means is during this pandemic of 2020, customers looked for connections. They looked for community stores more than they looked for price. Marketing budgets did shrink in 2020, but most marketers out there think that that's going to change. But ads and mediums, the pricing of some of these things have decreased, so you can take advantage of that. Mobile ordering has increased greatly during the pandemic, whether it's carry-out, whether it's Uber Eats, whether it's delivery, whether it's Grubhub. All of these mediums have had exponential growth in the stores. And if you go back and look at our last year's pre-COVID 3-minute tips and blogs, we really touched upon delivery services and carry-out. We didn't know how topical it would be because it was before the pandemic really hit. But look back at that and take that advice and incorporate it as we look forward. Smaller companies that once reported less than 10% of sales through online reporting report that it's up over 25% of their sales now. So the stores that took advantage of these mediums really seen a boon in their sales. Okay, so in the end, marketing is important. Stores have survived and benefited even during the environment. So how do we continue? How do we market in a post-COVID, hopefully, retail environment? Well, 3 key focus points. Number 1, we need to capitalize on the family experience being leveraged in the community. Families during the pandemic got closer. They're forced together. They still may be forced together. Whether it's through school, whether it's lack of sports, whether it's quarantine, we need to leverage that. We need to position ourselves as the family environment for families getting out of the house. We need to provide take-home items that fit the whole family, large sundae boxes, for example, cakes, novelties, things people can enjoy in their home. And then we need to maintain our sanitary practices. No matter where we are in this pandemic, let me tell you that people are going to be lax. Restrictions are going to get lax. But if we learned anything from this, it's rather than be reactive, let's be proactive. Whatever sanitary guidelines we put in to improve our business and maintain through the pandemic, let's keep them going because families out there will appreciate it. Well, time's up for now. Tune in soon. We'll have part 2 of our marketing seminar. Thanks.